At SUNY Purchase, we live in a diverse community and among natural settings. The woods surrounding our buildings, dormitory, and apartment complexes provide us with an escape and a natural environment to remind us of how we do not live on the earth, but in it. And what we do, positive or negative, makes an impact. We need to do our part to not pollute our environment so that future generations get to enjoy it as well. Our generation faces an environmental crisis like no other. Our modern ways have had dire consequences on our earth, and the time to take action is now. But we need to educate ourselves in order to know what steps to take in our daily lives. We have taken the liberty to explore the thoughts of select students, faculty, and leaders in fighting this environmental crisis. See what they think about how green our campus is and how we can use our awareness to our advantage.
Hi, I'm Joel Tenenbaum, a faculty member in math, computer science, and environmental science. I am a little unusual in that I have been here since we opened, and I'm one of the 3 surviving faculty members who are still in that category. Science really dates from the very beginning of Purchase, and what's interesting is in many colleges around the country, it was an absolute pitched battle with existing departments to install an environmental science program. Purchase was very lucky in that the founding dean, Curtis Williams, had the luxury of not having established departments, and so he could simply say to the chemists, there will be an environmental sciences program and you may not veto it. Purchase in general has had an environmental consciousness from the word go. This is probably a byproduct of being founded in the 1970s post Rachel Carson. The environmental science program's biggest change over the years has been that the number of students who are interested in it and wanted a full-fledged science degree gradually decreased, and about 5 years ago it changed to environmental studies, where you can still pursue the same basic topics, but it made it more accessible to non-lab science people.
Definitely the trash compactors, the solar-powered recycling centers. I feel like that were installed since I've been here in my later years, and I feel like those are really good additions to the community. Our PSGA president established the green fee, which is everyone donating a small amount of their tuition towards the green fee, which that sum of money goes to promoting sustainable projects on campus.
You can't deny that there's an environmental crisis going on right now. The change in the weather patterns, you can't deny that the weather has changed. It's gotten colder, it's gotten windier, it's gotten there's hurricanes, and there's things that are happening more frequently and more on a global basis, and we need to start here at Purchase if you're going to take a stance.
The overall answer to the question is yes, I feel there is a problem. Yes, I feel it has to be seriously dealt with. And finally, partially as a result of teaching this course for about 5 years, I am beginning to come around to the idea that population is the underlying difficulty, and that the simplest summary is maybe the Earth cannot hold 9 billion people at any reasonable standard of living. If that is the case, and you think we have controversy now, just imagine 10 to 50 years from now when we try and decide which countries should be allowed how many people.
No, it's ridiculous. Why are you going to have little reminders? Instead, you should just alternate your entire lifestyle for it could actually be more, sustainable and friendly to the environment.
The whole capitalist system we have really encourages consumption, and that just creates massive amounts of waste. It's insane, and unless you want to go spend the rest of your life living off the grid in some kind of commune, you're just going to be harming the environment. I think it's ridiculous that to make a meal I can get a burrito and a bottle of water, but I can't get a burrito and a carton of milk. And they just sort of encourage you to buy a bottle of water in order to fill up your meal plan.
It's like really against my beliefs to be supporting the system, because you know how much we pay each month to have these fucking ridiculous meal plans? $528 a month. So with $528 a month, you can eat raw, vegan, microbiotic, organic food all day long and like get the most ridiculous expensive shit that you can even imagine. You can get maca maca, you can get like fucking raw cacao, spirulina, raw spirulina.
In terms of like eating right and eating healthy, you may think that you don't have a choice in the matter because you have to eat like Chartwell's food, you have to eat like pizza all the time, or you have to eat burritos, or you have to eat this, or you have to eat that. But like, along with like the food co-op and the organic food that they offer there, we also have a farmer's market that runs at PepsiCo, usually all year round, and you can buy food from there. And you can also just like buying produce and like rice and things like that are not that expensive. And once you live in the apartments on campus, you can totally eat the way that you think that you should be eating, and you don't have to support the system.
I think there are a lot of things that we do that other colleges don't do that really contribute to the environment, and I really respect that about Purchase, and I love that about Purchase. I feel like maybe there are more recycling bins than trash cans, and I think that's an amazing thing. I feel like Purchase is definitely taking strides towards keeping the world sustainable and kind of going ahead and plugging that awareness into the college students that hopefully they'll continue to go back to when they leave Purchase.
As a part of Res Life, I know that a lot of times, like in Big House especially, because that's where I'm an RA, a lot of people leave bottles on the floor from the weekend having a good time, and I make sure that I put the bottles in the recyclable sections, because there's one in the very beginning, like the front entrance at Big House, and there's one in the far end. So, you know, it's just a few steps, it's good exercise, you just pick it up and put it in the right spot.
So, freshman seminar, I found out about all the things that go on around campus, including like recycling, and I didn't really get into it until I found out you can get 5 cents for each bottle. So I collect bottles and I bring it to the Moore store, put it in the machine, and get the money for it.
The world won't last forever, I feel like, and if we can all kind of pick up the pieces and do little things throughout the day, that we can all play a part in being able to sustain our lives.
Hi, I'm John Cusack. I'm a professor here at Purchase, teaching a course called Introduction to Renewable Energy.
What, on a student level, could people be doing around campus?
There's a lot of things that they can do in terms of in their dormitories, making sure that they, the heat isn't turned all the way up. That what a lot of people don't realize, if they have an LCD TV, it actually uses about 70% of its electricity is used when it's in the quote off position, because it's really on standby. So if you're going to be going away for the weekend or going home for the weekend, you should really unplug your LCD TV.
Anytime I'm like brushing my teeth or washing my face and I leave the faucet on for a while, I just sort of feel guilty. So I just end up like turning it off.
I feel through meditation, it's a great way to sit silently and kind of be with your own thoughts, and it's easier to filter what kind of things you want out of life and what kind of things you want to kind of put in the forefront, almost like creating goals for yourself in a way that maybe you wouldn't think about.
One of the advantages for students of learning about environmental issues and sustainability issues is that when they graduate, if they know about that, that will be a tremendous benefit in the companies that they may work for in the future.
I don't know, I guess what I do for the environment is, I try and recycle and stuff like that. I've seen some clubs around campus that try and do stuff. There's a lot of hippies out on the quad usually sliding in the mud, so I guess they like the environment.
I try to do my part. I like to drink tap water instead of buying bottled water. If I see someone throw some garbage on the ground, I'll be like, hey, fuck you, man, pick that up.
Now that you've seen the video that we've created and we've given you these facts and we've given you different input from different students and professors, it's your turn to take control. Within our community here at Purchase, we have so many good sources and so many people on top that can help us to learn things about the environment, to learn things about what we could do to like become more involved and to create a better community here at Purchase. And we need to draw on those sources and to learn as much as we can from all of the great professors here and the great people in charge here, and also all these students that have been here, the seniors that have been here for 4 years. You can always like talk to anyone and like create solidarity within the school, and like that's what's going to make change. Change the world. Change the world.
The environment's, you know, a cool dude.
Isn't it cute? They contaminate fucking everything.
Yeah.
No, I meant just water. See, I can't. I don't know. Bless you.
If you're going to change the world. Is that good? Change with a group of people, because it's with group. What's like the word? Like what? It's with like I guess like solidarity. You want to stop it?
I have fucking apples in my room from 3 months ago that haven't even started to decompose.
How vulgar can I be?
Alright, so what's the question?